Where have you been hiding the real well?
Yeah, really happy for him, just to be able to play the way he knows he can play. That's the guy that we recruited, and sometimes for freshmen it doesn't always happen right away. And I think one of the things that has been challenging for Will is early in the year when he didn't have a lot of success, there was maybe some people that questioned how good of a player he was or what he could do. But I think he deserves a lot of credit for the extra work that he's put in. He's in the gym earlier this week, running extra lengths of the floor just to continue to get in better shape, shooting the ball over and over and over again. So we knew that a game like tonight was coming at some point. We didn't know when, but with the guys that we had out, we told Will, just be ready to be aggressive and let it fly, and he did a great job.
What about that? No Matt tonight either, and
Yeah.
still for the guys to pull it together and get off the losing streak.
Well, Courtney led. He really led tonight, and that's what we needed. He got frustrated a couple times when he missed free throws and a couple finishes, but he really hung in there and led the team. And the guys did a good job feeding off of him and then making a lot of plays. I thought, offensively for the most part, it was one of our more aggressive games. And our guys did a good job just helping each other. But, yeah, the leadership from Courtney and then the way that our guys defended in the second half was huge. Bain is a really good player. He's a really good mover. They set a lot of screening action for him. But I thought Brock led the way for us, defending him in the second half, and then Courtney, when he was on him, did a nice job too.
Just, when Will, you have him out there, obviously, you're able to run
Yep.
the pick and pop, you can station him up there, and you had a really nice pass to Donovan, I think.
Yep.
I mean, what does that do to sort of open up the offense for you guys? Having that big dude out there who can do all
Yeah. Famous John Beeline phrase that shooting five-man changes the world. It really changes everything. So, the way you're able to play, like you said, the way the floor gets opened up. When you're playing against a guy like Samuel is really, really good defensively around the basket. But if the guy that he's guarding, whether it's Will or whether it's Kai, who also made a couple big shots, can step away, now that can turn to our advantage. And for those guys, Kai and Will, to be a threat out there, it's a testament to the work that they've put in. They've put a lot of extra time in, a lot of work in. They think of themselves as guys that can make that shot, but there's a difference between thinking about it and then actually doing it in the game, and tonight they did.
Brock said that he and Courtney were kind of tandem defending Bain in the second half. Explain what that is and why was that so effective when you guys went to that?
Well, Brock's a guy that has the ability to be a really good defender. I don't even know if he touched the ball much on offense. He obviously didn't take a shot. I think he might have tipped an offensive rebound. But his 19 minutes or so on the defensive end was just unbelievably important for us. Courtney was getting tired, and Brock's a bigger body, a more physical body on Bain. Bain, like I said, is a terrific cutter. He really moves well without the ball. And in the first half, he was getting open on their screening action. But for those guys, between the two of them, to do a nice job on Bain, who played 40 minutes, we needed that. We needed multiple guys to guard him.
You talked about how you can't really judge this front court without Jericho, just based off one performance against Iowa State. How would you judge their performance tonight, especially Will?
Well, against Iowa State, their 4s and 5s really got the better of ours. And it was something over the last couple of days that we've really challenged our guys on, on both ends of the floor. I thought that, Will and Kai, had two of their better games. Obviously, Will's best game of the year. Royce and Kamaka can play better. I thought Royce definitely gave us a lift on defense in some possessions in the second half. We need him to settle in on offense and, help him play with a little bit more assertiveness and confidence. But we have to do it by committee with Jericho out right now. We have to – none of those guys can just replace him, one for one. It's got to be different guys stepping forward. And I told those guys when Jericho got hurt, I said, there's certain things that some of you guys do better than Jericho, so focus on that, like Will shooting the ball. So that really gave us a lift.
Going back to Saturday with Will, because he did it again tonight too. His first move was pretty good, except there was maybe a little bit of a hesitation,
Yep.
allowing an extra defender to come. You think that's just more
Yeah.
playing time and work that out, or that's
Yeah, I mean, he was
he's just learning the game still? Or?
he was playing high school basketball a year ago where he could take his time and make any move he wanted to make. The biggest thing, and Coach Cal says this probably every press conference, for all these guys is getting in better shape, and for Will, he's come a long way with that, but he probably won't be in elite shape until a full off season as a college player. So, tonight there was times where he got a little fatigued. I thought he hung in there and played through it really, really well. But when he goes, the conditioning you have allows you to go make an assertive move. And on some of those possessions, he had a smaller guy on him because TCU was switching. We wanted him to just attack and get to the middle and go lay it up. And he did a couple times. It's something we got to keep working on.
Three last ones, please. Will said earlier that he give himself a B- for his performance tonight because he says there's a lot of areas he can still improve on. So
Yeah.
what would you say his next steps are in areas to improve in order to get minutes moving forward?
Continue to make progress with self-determination. That's something that we've spent some time talking about. And one thing about Will, he's very receptive. But I think, in today's basketball world, you can either take full ownership for your game, your conditioning, your shooting, your defense, or not. And he's made progress in that. That's why he played well tonight, because it was him making the choices to do the things that we needed him to do for our team. And that allowed him to lose himself in competing, and he played better.
How would you describe the sense of relief after that 4-game winning streak?
I don't think it was relief in the locker room. I mean, our guys were genuinely really, really happy. We challenged our guys. We said, hey, we won up there by 1 point. We have several guys that played up there that aren't going to be playing tonight. Can you guys step forward and find a way to win? And it's not about making excuses. It's not about saying, okay, this guy's not on the floor or that guy. It's about win anyway. My wife has always had that mantra, just if the refs are making bad calls, not saying they were, but if you got guys hurt, you just got to find a way to win anyway. It's easier said than done, but our guys really did a good job staying connected throughout the game. But the sense after the game was just excitement that they followed the plan, stuck together, found a way to win, and now we have another game on Saturday where we want to move forward and be better.
Last one.
Matt, he looked like he was on crutches. What's kind of the latest with him and maybe the timetable moving forward?
Well, we were hopeful he was going to play tonight, and he was feeling better this morning. So it was like, okay, he's going to be able to go. But then, he started putting a little more weight on it and walking around some, and then he couldn't even really put full weight on it. So he couldn't even walk normally, so he wasn't going to be able to go. And Matt's a tough kid. He's as tough as they come. Again, we're hopeful that he can play Saturday. He's a huge difference maker for us, but we'll just see how his heel responds. Unfortunately, it's a very, very sensitive area. I'm not a doctor, but just the nerve endings or whatever it might be. So we need to, get him better as fast as we can. Go ahead, Kirk.
Does Brock hurt a lot of teammates in practice?
He has the potential to. But I'll tell you, the one thing that he did a phenomenal job of doing tonight is he picked up 2 early fouls, which he does foul a lot in practice, a lot. It's like, Brock, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But after that, he played the rest of the game without fouling, and he was very aggressive. And I thought his physicality, which is one of his best attributes as a player, again, was effective on Bain. and defending him without fouling was huge.